Motrolics.
Hello and welcome to the 11th episode of the Cadillac Society podcast, where we discuss the latest news, rumors, and anything else surrounding the iconic luxury marque. On today's episode, the all-new 2025 CT5-V Blackwing Precision Package. I'm your host, G, and joining us as always is Cadillac Society Executive Editor, Alex Luft.
Hey.
You had an eventful weekend.
I had an eventful week and weekend because the week prior to last, I got stuck in Detroit from where I had to do I actually went there to see the Soleil concept. And our plan was to record that episode when I got back, the day I got back. And I just never came back. I just went out to get the milk, some cigarettes, and I just never came back.
The trauma came back, dude.
I had to call my therapist. It was all, that optics A-pillar just started, showing up in my dreams vividly. And I just said, I need some help.
Man, this has evolved in an interesting way, unexpected.
So anyway, I got stuck in Detroit for 3 days,
Cool.
Which was great. Delta did a great job with the CrowdStrike fiasco there. And, I had to show up to the airport 6 different times because 6 of my flights ended up being canceled.
Lovely.
Actually, 5 ended up being canceled. I made the 6th one. So
no third time's a charm there.
No,
6th time.
6th time, but it wasn't with Delta. I actually just bought a different ticket, and I gave up on Delta.
Ouch.
So I got to send them a little something.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Delta. I really do appreciate the. You could have just let me know, hey, we're going to cancel this thing anyway, so just don't even show up to the airport. Don't take the Uber to the airport. Don't even leave your room. Don't do anything. Don't pack your stuff. Just stay in the hotel, because then the minute you get out of the hotel,
you get excited.
Well, not only that, but someone else got into the room, right? They give the room to somebody else. And then when they cancel the flight, then I'm like, hey, I wonder if I can go back to the same hotel because I kind of like that hotel. Maybe I can book it again. Not available. So it was just a complete and utter mess. I have some other adjectives I could, apply to the situation, but that's essentially what it boils down to.
But this one was better though.
Which one?
Some exciting stuff.
Oh yeah,
I was away.
Yeah, well, the Soleil was gorgeous, and I was just, I was blown away. So I did the it's like this. I'm just gonna. I think our listeners might want to just hear the story here. So the Soleil, it's a gorgeous concept, and they did it in a gorgeous facility, right? The Cadillac house at Vanderbilt. They redid the entire facility. It was previously the cafeteria or the restaurant for the GM Tech Center in Warren. And this thing, they ripped it down to the studs and they turned it into this 5-star facility. Okay, even the bathrooms are nice. Now, when the bathrooms are nice, that's,
You walk in, you're impressed, and you go to the bathroom.
When the towels have the Cadillac logo on them and they're disposable,
nice.
That's when you know.
You got somebody just pressing those in,
right?
Just thinking about the person.
No, these are made somewhere. They're made somewhere. They have somebody make them. This isn't like on site or anything like that. Anyway, so it's like a 5-star hotel, okay. Even though it's not a hotel, but it's a 5-star building.
The feeling is there through and through.
Yeah, and the excitement. It's tangible. It's there, right? It's all there.
The thing is, if we get more of what we love, we can love more of what we get.
So long story short, I went from that to the airport to decent hotels not available, downgrade your expectations to, I don't think these hotels one of the hotels I stayed at had no stars because everything was sold out. Everything was booked. So I went from high society to shit like this. All thanks to Delta.
That should be their new slogan.
It was within one night. In one night, I went from high society, Cadillac house at Vanderbilt, having chocolates with the Cadillac logo on them and some other hors d'oeuvres, and talking about the Cadillac Celestiq, which is the $300,000 plus $400,000 ultra luxury EV. I went from that to, hey buddy, would you like your room with or without the mice and or rats? That was roughly.
That's an upgrade that sometimes you just have to splurge on when available.
Not available. I took whatever was available. So anyway, thank you, Delta, for that. And to your point, I did have an exciting week after I'd gotten back because that was when Chevy revealed the Corvette C8 ZR1, and it was quite the vehicle. I recommend everyone check out the Chevy Society podcast if you want to hear about that. So that's on this very channel, on the Metrolix channel. We don't have the Chevy Society site up just yet. We will have that soon, but if you want to hear about the ZR1, just go to the Metrolix channel and you'll see all of our coverage of that.
So new listeners keep pouring in, so I'd like to take a few moments to remind our new listeners where they can find us. First, CadillacSociety.com/podcast is the place to watch, listen, and subscribe to the show. You can also find us in all the popular podcatchers. So before we get to the CT5-V Blackwing Precision Package, are we still doing a show about the Blackwing engine production figures? Will this ever happen?
Yes. I feel so bad. I have to say, I feel so bad that we keep punting this show. We will have a show about it. I promise you guys. Okay? I'm sorry that it keeps getting punted back. It's not our fault. We can do one show a week. That's our max right now. We'd love to do more shows. If you want more shows, tell more friends, tell more, share the show with whoever it is, because we need to grow. But currently in our, current setup, we can only do one a week. Like I said, we'd love to do one a day, if not, a few a day. But in any event, we can only do one a week right now. And every week there has been some kind of a Cadillac news item that needed to be discussed from the very beginning, since episode 1. So don't blame us, blame Cadillac. This is Cadillac's problem. They keep just rolling the news out, rolling new models out, new releases, refreshes, new models, concepts. Now this, the CT5-V Blackwing Precision Package. And we just need to keep punting the CT6-V production figures episode back. So we will have a show. As of right now, I don't think we have anything planned for next week, unless Cadillac next Monday comes in and says, hey, we have a surprise reveal for you. Would you like to see it? And then I'll be like, oh, man. We have to punt it again. And at that point, we'll have to do 2 episodes a week. just fit that CT6-V.
Bite that bullet, man. Just bite it, rip it out. It's like a Band-Aid, just run and done.
Mm-hmm. So it will happen. It will happen.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. So the CT5-V Blackwing Precision Package. I think we've spent like 10 minutes blabbing on about stuff without actually getting to the subject matter. So let's get to the subject matter, which is the CT5-V Blackwing Precision Package.
Sounds like a plan.
Yep, it's a more track-focused chassis package that, the goal of which is to enhance the dynamic, essentially the driving dynamics on road and on track. So there are no changes to the engine or powertrain. This is just a chassis, meaning a handling package. So Caddy says that the new package is, quote, meticulously engineered to improve path precision and increase corner speeds for the discerning driving enthusiast who craves on-track capability without compromising the luxury and refinement that define the Cadillac brand, end quote. So that's great. That's, the CT5-V Blackwing is already a very capable vehicle. This package seems to be taking it to the next level. So what does it include? First and foremost, increased spring rates. There's also a larger front stabilizer bar and revised suspension bushings. There are new front steering knuckles and rear suspension toe links, which allow for more aggressive wheel alignment for track usage. So that's quite interesting. There's also recalibrated subsystems, such as recalibrated magnetic ride control dampers, along with steering, chassis controls, and electronic limited slip differential. And the carbon ceramic brakes are included as part of the precision package content. So that's it for the content. Now, Cadillac says that the enhancements in this package will contribute to improved steering precision into the corner apex, increased stability on corner exit, and more road feel for spirited driving situations. And I thought the following quote by Brandon Vivian, who's the executive chief engineer at Cadillac, kind of put it all together really well. He says, quote, "We built this vehicle to set records on some of the toughest tracks around the world and reward the most discerning driving enthusiast. This new precision package will enable the CT5-V Blackwing to be incredibly light on its feet at all speeds, both on road and track," end quote. So there we have it. That's the CT5-V Blackwing Precision Package. So first we had for the 2025 model year, a few episodes ago, it was Le Monstre, which was a special edition appearance package. Now there is the Precision Package. I have to wonder, can you combine Le Monstre and the Precision Package to be a precise monster? A precise monster? I mean, I want to know. I will find that out. I don't know right now. We're dealing with some pre-release information at this point, so this isn't. Haven't really had a chance really to delve into this fully, but this is quite an interesting package, I think.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean the CT5-V Blackwing is already a monster in and of itself. With the supercharged 6.2 liter V8, the LT4, 668 horsepower, 659 pound-feet of torque, 6-speed stick, 10-speed auto. Whichever one you'd like, you can get either one. So it's already a monster in its own right, and now it has a precision package, which to me is interesting because every time I've driven the CT5-V Blackwing, I think collectively I now have about 8 weeks worth of wheel time behind the wheel of a CT5-V Blackwing. And every time I drive the car, I'm just surprised at how capable it is. But not only just capable as it relates to speed, it's just how easy it is to drive. It's like it's a monster in its own right. I mean, a supercharged small block V8, right? 668 horsepower. These are astronomical figures. But it drives like a kitten. It just purrs. It doesn't it's not a hammer. I guess that's really my point. And I wonder how this package would feel on this vehicle, because I'm myself, I'm just dying to drive it. So I'm interested to find out. I'm interested to drive this thing and find out how it drives. And then beyond all that, I mean, if all that wasn't enough, you still have the 2025 model year CT5V or CT5 in general refresh, which also makes its way to the V Blackwing. So you have a new front fascia, you have the 3 new colors, the 33-inch curved LED display, the enhancements to the performance data recorder, a new performance in-vehicle app, all of these things. So they're taking a vehicle that's already great at being a high-performance super sedan that's also a luxury car, and now they're making it even more precise. I'm very interested to drive it.
It's a very interesting offering, the Blackwing Precision Package, for that discerning enthusiast. I've seen it around the area.
But hold on.
Got some neighbors with that stuff.
The CT5-V Blackwing is already a vehicle for the discerning enthusiast.
This is the notch above.
But this is
you know what this is? I'll tell you what this is. This is the napkins in the bathroom with a nice little seal on them. This is
I took a video of that, just for shits and giggles.
You have one?
I have it. I'm going to put it in here.
Yeah, please. We got to open it.
I'm not going to put it in here because that's reserved for a whole video we're currently working on for just a tour of that Cadillac house at Vanderbilt.
Sweet.
But you're right. I'm just curious to know what kind of an impact this package will have on comfort. Because the cool thing about the CT5-V Blackwing is that it's not uncomfortable. As those who've been listening to us for a while know, one of my two vehicles is a Corvette C7 Grand Sport. It's one of the best handling cars in the world, and it's a stick, but it's unbearable to drive. Right? It's not I shouldn't say that. It's not unbearable, but it's not comfortable. It's not a comfortable vehicle, right? Especially if you're going at highway speeds. You go 70, anything above 70 in my car is, it's like a school bus from an NVH standpoint. You get all the wind possible, you get all the road noise, you get all the engine noise, all of it comes together in this, extreme cacophony of shit. And maybe not the best thing, right? The Corvette C8 fixes that, ironically. But guess what? Maybe it doesn't even need to fix it because you have a car like the CT5-V Blackwing. And that is a 4-seater manual, a manual that's better than that in my C7. Smoother, easier to shift, easier to use, feels better, just, an excellent transmission. And then, guess what? You're going 80 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour on the highway. Maybe you're going faster. You don't even know you're going that fast. But in my Corvette, it lets you know. It can't help but to let you know exactly how fast you're going. On the track, it's a whole different thing, right? The C7 is, the Grand Sport especially, and any of the wide body C7s, they're beasts. But if you don't live your life at the track, it's like a bit of a punishing vehicle. So I do hope that, and again, I haven't driven this. I haven't driven the Precision Package at all, but I do hope that it doesn't translate into that. And I actually doubt that it will, because the CT5-V Blackwing, the CT5 as a whole, whether it's the regular CT5, the CT5-V, or the CT5-V Blackwing, it doesn't have the characteristics that would make it unbearable, that would make driving it at high speeds unbearable. It's got the rear, everything is fine from an NVH standpoint. They've done an excellent job. All the things are there. But I just hope that this Precision Package, maybe I don't hope. I really just wonder, what's the impact? What are the trade-offs? Because if they're gonna do this, why not just make it standard, right? And I do have to wonder, how much will this cost, right? Because you don't have that much content on here. It's like a recal of sorts with, so you got increased spring rates, a larger stab bar in the front, revised bushings, you got some different hardware. But what's going to be the impact on the road? So we'll see. I'd love to drive one, and I guess we only have to leave it at that.
I mean, it's interesting as an available package, just because it's like, if you chose to go this route, there may be some trade-offs. So it's something interesting that you pointed
BMW does this, right? They have, you could get an M3, or you can get an M3 CS, or you could, there's a bunch of flavors of the M3 that you can get. There's the comp, right? There's like I said, the CS. There's a few outside of that as well. So this is cool. It's cool that Cadillac is A, doing this, and B, I have to wonder how this project was born, because I would bet that it was someone on the engineering team, on the chassis team, probably. And they're like, if we gave it like this and this and this, can you imagine how much, what the impact would be? And I bet you that there's an excellent backstory behind how this package was born. But I'm going to get that story. I'm going to work on it. Stay tuned. Yep, absolutely.
Good stuff. All right. Before we wrap up, any final thoughts? Back at it, man.
Man, I don't know. I don't think so. Right. No A-pillar comments today.
Not at the end.
Not at the end.
We're over.
No, I think I've done enough of the A-pillar. I've come a long way.
Candle on both ends, dude.
At both ends.
It's finally flushed out of your system.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm good. I just I think just want to remind everyone, we will have an episode about the Cadillac Blackwing engine, the 4.2 liter LTA engine. Okay. We still will have an episode about it very soon, hopefully next week.
Fantastic. Alrighty. Thank you all for joining us on the 11th episode of the Cadillac Society podcast. You can find this show at cadillacsociety.com/podcast and on the Metrolix Network YouTube channel. Please remember to hit that like button and give us a follow to stay up to date on the latest Cadillac news. We are also on your favorite podcatchers, including Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Android Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pandora, and iHeartRadio. So be sure to subscribe and leave a review. If you would like us to discuss something specific, you can now suggest a topic by going to cadillacsociety.com/podcast.
And we have gotten a few topic suggestions already. I am keeping track of them. Keep them coming. Basically, what we'll do is, on the weeks that there isn't something newsworthy or some kind of a big news item like this one, whenever there isn't one, we will do those either in a Q&A episode or some other kind of episode that dedicated to a topic. So keep them coming. cadillacsociety.com/podcast. We have a nice little link there to ask questions, and I think that's it.
Motrolix.
Cadillac Society is an independent enthusiast website and podcast and is not affiliated with, sponsored by, or otherwise associated with Cadillac or General Motors.